There's a change that I'm seeing in cryptocurrency, a subtle yet definite change in the way that institutions are buying crypto. And this fact is something that institution and retail investors are considering before they buy crypto. They are using this metric to determine whether they buy a cryptocurrency or not. And we're going to talk about what that is and how you can use this subtle change to start picking your new crypto coins. Good morning, everybody. What we're going to talk about in this video is that subtle change that I am noticing in cryptocurrency, which I believe is going to be pertinent going forward in this space. Then we're going to have a quick look at the markets. We're going to talk about the price of the markets. We're going to specifically focus on Ethereum and why Ethereum seems to not be moving. And then we're going to end off this video with some positive adoption news. Let's get straight into it. Now, what this is, this subtle change and this thing that I'm noticing in cryptocurrency, which determines how institutions and retail investors are picking cryptocurrency, is not how much is that coin going to increase in the next couple of months or years, not what is the long-term potential of this product, but what can that product pay me right now? What passive income, what dividends, what interest can I get for the coin? And this makes a lot of sense. If you are picking a coin and it doesn't pay you a interest, it doesn't pay you back immediately after buying it, it is not always beneficial to choose that coin. I mean, why wouldn't you choose a coin that you can immediately earn a passive income with? I believe that this trend is going to be something that we're going to see more and more of. If you look at altcoin trader on EasySave, this is a case in point. You can earn on the following coins: Bitcoin 4%, South African Tether, the South African stablecoin, you can earn 4%, Tron a whopping 10.4%. So take a second to think about this. If you buy Tron, from day one, you are earning additional Tron. You are earning a passive income. Now, what will start happening is institutions, large corporations are going to start doing the maths and saying, how much of this coin or how much of this token do I need to make a substantial monthly amount of money? Now, obviously, if you're a small retail investor, you can't really fund your lifestyle. But if you got to a point where you could afford to obtain enough of a cryptocurrency, you could have a passive income that would push you forward and essentially help fund your life. USDT 7.32, Ethereum 4.4, and of course Cardano or ADA, it is coming soon. That is a coin that I am very bullish on, and I believe that we will see it in the future doing amazing things, especially based on the fact that Ethereum is battling with the high fees. Now let's take a quick look at the markets. Once again, and it's always amazing to say this, we have Bitcoin at an all-time high, over $750,000 Rand for a single Bitcoin. This seems to just be continuing to climb. We know that we're in bull season, and we know that we can expect to see Bitcoin hopefully still this year, but I conservatively say in the next 18 months, passing the 1 million Rand mark for a single Bitcoin. Bitcoin last night, for the first time ever, breached the $50,000 mark. And as we know, $50,000 is an emotional resistance point. It is a point that a lot of people have been waiting for. Obviously, after reaching that 50,000, it immediately fell down dramatically by, I think, about 6%. But that was obviously because people were taking profits when it hit that emotional and psychological milestone. Now, let's talk about Ethereum, because I've always said on this channel that Ethereum is connected to Bitcoin with an elastic. So when Bitcoin goes up, Ethereum shortly after that shoots up dramatically. But what we've been noticing, at least in the last week, is that Ethereum has been performing really poorly based on the performance of the top 10 coins. And there's a lot of speculation and there's a lot of things. So what I want to do is I want to give a pro to why I think this is happening. And of course, a con as to something that we should be concerned about, because we have seen historically what happens with these things. So the pro, of course, and I'm painting it as a pro, but it might not really be, is there's a lot of reasons why people would want the Ethereum price to stay low. The main one, of course, is the fact that fees are so high, and that the higher the Ethereum price goes, fees of course go exponentially higher with the price of Ethereum increasing. So what this means is that a lot of the DeFi players, a lot of the huge DeFi projects out there don't want the Ethereum price to go up, because it will render a lot of those products and projects absolutely useless to the retail investor. Already we're seeing that the simple man in the street can't go and trade on Uniswap because the trading fees are just too high. So if the Ethereum fees go higher, it is going to make it absolutely impossible for even some of the institutional investors to actually start using these platforms. Not that many institutional investors use DEXs like Uniswap or use a lot of the DeFi protocols, but of course we still have the echelon of the retail investors and the professionals in the space that are on the upper end that are still using the protocol. Otherwise the fees wouldn't be continually going up. Now it is in their interest to make sure that the Ethereum price stays low. If this of course is the case, obviously they can only manipulate the price down for so long before it will be out of control and will go up, which means that this is a tremendous buying opportunity for Ethereum. I personally am very bullish on Ethereum. Having that price point of over 50,000 Rand by the end of the year, I believe that this pullback or sideways movement is a buying opportunity. Now, if we move over to the con and the part that I thought is a little bit bearish and something to consider, everyone is crying, the fees are too high, the fees are too high with Ethereum. If you cast your mind back to December of 2017, when Bitcoin hit its all-time high and was just under 20,000 US dollars, the fees were exceptionally high. Transactions were taking 5, 6, 7 days to go through, and you had to pay ridiculous amounts. I know as an exchange with altcoin traders, some of the stuck transactions, we were pushing them through with thousands of rands in fees just to get those transactions going through. The clients all over the world, not only on our exchange, but on all exchanges, were very, very upset because the prices were moving and they weren't able to get their coins in or out of exchanges. And as I said, waiting up to a week just for a transaction to take place. Now that is very similar to what we're seeing with Ethereum. And what we saw shortly after that was a huge plummet or drop in the Bitcoin price, basically ending the bull market for Bitcoin. We know that the altcoins continued into January, but that was the catalyst, or maybe one of the many catalysts, which caused the bear market to start because of the extremely high Bitcoin fees. Obviously, a lot of work was done on the Bitcoin network to make sure that this didn't happen, but it didn't fully resolve the issue. What really resolved the issue was the plummeting price and people starting to move away from cryptocurrency and not really having that hype and that bubble and that euphoria and mania in Bitcoin. So is it a cautionary tale? Are we going to see a similar event with Ethereum? Or is it a fact that Ethereum is being artificially manipulated? They're trying to keep the price down. And as we know, that can only work for so long before we see an absolute explosion in Ethereum. Those are the two sort of points that I want to put forward to. My personal opinion is that Ethereum is going to explode in the coming weeks. We might see a little bit more sideways movement before that happens, but I personally am extremely bullish. I did paint the con scenario, or the scenario where these high fees lead to the start of the bear market for Ethereum. Let me know in the comments below on which side of the fence you think you sit, what you think is going to happen with the price of Ethereum in the medium to short future, or in the immediate time frame, because I, as I said, am extremely bullish. Now let's end off with a very bullish story and an eye-opener to the fact that cryptocurrency is becoming mainstream, or maybe we should say is already mainstream. Miami Council supports mayor's move to offer city workers salary in Bitcoin. Now that is the headline, but there's a lot more behind this. The mayor of Miami wants people to be able to pay taxes, to be able to pay fines. He wants city employed staff to be able to receive a percentage of their salary in Bitcoin. Now, once you can pay taxes, or you can pay for utilities, water, gas, whatever the case is, in a cryptocurrency, it means that you, at least in Miami, would theoretically be able to exit the traditional fiat system. Guys, this is massive, massive news and extremely bullish for cryptocurrency and for Bitcoin in particular. I think that this is the start of what we're going to see happening all over the world. There are so many stories about how Bitcoin is becoming legitimate, how cryptocurrency is becoming mainstream and being adopted. You just simply need to read the news and keep your eyes open. To not be in Bitcoin and in cryptocurrency, in my opinion, is irresponsible. But once again, that is just my opinion. Guys, if you enjoyed my video, if you enjoyed my content, please hit the like. I very much appreciate it. That's it for me. I'm out.